Hello everyone, welcome to my Enderman farm tutorial. I'm 77xak, and so before we get started here, I just went into creative mode and dug down to this stronghold. I actually found some bread down here that I did not put there, so that's strange. Anyway, let's get started. So obviously first step is to find an inn portal and go to the inn. And oh, that was actually pretty fast. So and no, don't die, no. Whew, that was close. Yeah, so don't die whenever you first enter the end. And let's fly up here. Now, you have a couple options here. First option is to kill the dragon, however, it's not 100% necessary. You can leave the dragon alive and still successfully build this farm, as the dragon will not fly out after a certain point. So what we're going to be doing here is, first of all, we want to build from this obsidian platform. We want to build down. You can do this in survival mode by dropping a bucket of water, swimming down the current, and placing blocks like so. In creative mode, obviously just fly and place blocks. And I like going down to Y coordinate about somewhere between 5 and 10. If you choose to go down to, say, Y equals 1, you can do that and it will still work. However, it limits your options for building redstone or any other contraptions underneath your machine. So let's go down to, what's this, about 7? That should work. And now what we're going to do is build a bridge out. Now there's a couple factors here. If you leave the dragon alive to build this, which is what I'm planning to do in my whenever I build this on my multiplayer server, then you want to build out until you see the, I can take this off now, until you can see the boss health at the top disappear. And when that disappears, that means the dragon will not fly out and try to attack you, if all goes correctly. But also, forgot to mention this, as you go, you want to light this up because Endermen can spawn on this, and you don't want that. But basically what you need to do here is, if you kill the dragon first, then the maximum you need to build out is from this coordinate here, or actually from the coordinate where the last bit of this island is. So somewhere about right here. Let's see which way we're going. Okay, so from about X 123, you want to build out 124 blocks. And the way this is determined is by the basic spawn rules in Minecraft. Those being, mobs can spawn a minimum of 24 blocks away and a maximum of 124 blocks away, unless I'm mistaken, and that's been changed. Those are the spawn rules. So by going 124 blocks away from the island, we give ourselves, we basically make it so that from where we're standing, Endermen will not be able to spawn on the end island anymore. And that means any Endermen that try to spawn in the end are going to be spawning inside our trap. So I'll just build here. And since I'm leaving the dragon alive, I'm just going to build until the boss health disappears. Then I will go back and light the bridge up. I'm actually trying to do this tutorial without having any cuts in the video, so hopefully I can explain everything correctly. Alright, there we go, the dragon, or the boss health meter has disappeared. Now I'll just run along here and place torches. This is very important because if you do not do this, you get a lot of Endermen spawning on the bridge, and they could also potentially knock you off of the bridge. Alright, so there we go. And let's see here. We've gone about... yeah, we've gone over 124 blocks away for sure. So now out here we're going to build our Enderman, the platform that the Enderman will land on. It doesn't really matter what you use. I'm going to go with... I'll go with sandstone and wood planks. You can build this out of whatever you want. And I like to make it, first of all, let's see, the basic platform they'll land on will be 4 wide. You can make it 2 wide if you wish, but I prefer a 4 wide for reasons I'll explain later. I like to make this platform be about a 19 by 4 platform. So you'll build, let's see, what is it, 9? Is it 9 from this side? Yes, you'll build 9 from the center this way, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 9 from the center this way. Whoa, no, okay. And I gotta try not to die because I did not reset my spawn outside of the portal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The dimensions of the platform here really don't matter, as long as you make it 4 wide, because the worst that could happen is if you build a smaller platform, the mechanism above will be slightly smaller and you'll get a slightly lower spawn rate. The problem with building a very large platform is that it's harder to kill the Endermen because they will be more spread out through it. Okay, so there's our basic platform. I like to put a little ledge around it. What this allows you to do is run around the platform without being in a spot where the Enderman can kill you. So I'll just put this little ledge around here. Or actually, this ledge here is going to be for some half slabs. Also, very important to put torches on here. Just, you can put them more organized, but just make sure it's all lit up. So this is where the Endermen are going to land after they fall from the mechanism. And what we want to do is put some half slabs around here. Okay, I don't need that. Alright, so I'm just going to go around with half slabs like so. And then we're also going to put half slabs a couple blocks above, like this. And what this is going to do is prevent the Enderman from being able to walk out here. Wait, how many blocks is that? That's 2.5 blocks, so Enderman will not be able to leave the trap with these here. So anyway, I'll just do that right now. And after you do this, I'm not going to show it in the tutorial since it's not really needed, but you can add walls around this. It's the best idea is to add water walls around here because it prevents Endermen from teleporting out of the mechanism, or out of the holding chamber, I guess you could say. But I won't do that in this tutorial. I'm going to be showing the pretty much bare bones mechanism, the minimum building materials and minimum requirements for it to function. So let's just finish this up real quick. Oh, that's wrong. And as you can see here, it's basically a ring floating less than 3 blocks above this little half slab down here. Okay, almost done here. I know this is probably very boring. I'll probably put points in the video you can skip to in case, so that you can just find the exact information you want. Okay, that's good. You don't need to light this up. Enderman cannot spawn on half slabs. And so now we will go up. Let's see, we're going to build up from a corner, so we'll just build right here. I'll use sandstone. And we want to build up from the platform 43 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 20, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. Okay, so there we go. And now we want to... I'm going to use stone bricks for the design. Now, from this point on, or actually for this whole design, you should be using blocks that Endermen cannot pick up, so don't use smooth stone. Endermen can move that. I believe they can move... I know they can move dirt, so I don't know why you'd build it out of dirt, but it's not a very good idea. What other blocks can Endermen move? I think it's mostly smooth stone and dirt they can move. I know they can move melons around too. If you were planning to build it out of melons, not a very good idea. So anyway, what I'm doing here is just building a ring. This ring should match the size of your lower ring that's going to keep the Enderman in, the little half slabs down there. Good way to check in creative mode is just to jump off, and so as you saw there, we can cut off one from this end. So there we go, and we're just matching the dimensions here. Is that correct? No, like this. No. Okay, like this. Right? Is that... Wait a second. Okay, no, I think I'm doing this wrong. Yes, I am. Okay, sorry about that. You want to actually move this layer one block in, so it's going to be... I don't know, I've confused myself here. Alright, it's going to be one block to the inside of your half slab ring is where you want to build this. So we'll just do that right now. And so it should be like so, with a 2-block space in between each of these. And I believe that this can be like so, or no, I think like this. Okay, that should be good. The point of this is Endermen are going to fall from here, and if they fall down these 2 blocks, since they have a 4-block area to land in, there's pretty much no way they're going to fall out of here. Alternatively, you could build the landing pad only 2 wide, but then you would have to put rings all the way up, as I'll show later. So from right here, what we're going to do is build up 2 blocks over this ring. Alright, like so, and try not to mess up as many times as I did. I guess I didn't really talk about the materials you would need for this design. You are going to need quite a few vines, at least 2 stacks to be safe. Where are they? There they are. And the vines are going to be placed along these 2 layers here. If you can see what I'm looking at, the top brick layer and the middle brick layer. You're also going to need something on the bottom brick layer to prevent them from growing. Buttons can be used for that. So place buttons along the bottom row. I believe you can also use like signs or fence gates to stop the vines growing. All of those work. Buttons are just the simplest. And then you're going to put vines here. If you're building this in survival and you have a limited amount of vines, then you can just place vines on the top layer and wait for them to grow down. But just for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to place the vines on both layers. Also remember that if you place vines on vines, it'll still take them out of your inventory, so careful not to waste too many vines on this. Okay, there we go. The point of this is that we're going to have Endermen falling from different heights, and whenever they pass through the vines, they will have their fall height reset, and that way we can have a consistent fall on all the Endermen. Okay, so now we're going to take our pressure plates, and for these corners here, you can put a block down there, and we're going to pressure plate all of the stone bricks right here. Again, put a block at the corners. And more pressure plates on this side. Okay, so there we go. Now we're going to need redstone torches. I don't know the exact number of all the materials you'll need. I'm sure you can figure it out, but it basically depends on the size you're building it. You can build these to pretty much any scale. On the back here, you're going to put torches on the same block that the pressure plate is on, and whenever the Endermen step on the pressure plate, it's going to turn the torch off. So just go along like so, placing the torches. If you are doing this in survival mode, then you could just simply hold, not fall off, simply hold shift on the edge here and go along placing torches like that would be the best way. Okay, so now that we have torches like that, we need to place a block above them. If I can move out of the way. Nope, that's wrong. Okay, there we go. A block above the torches like so. And do this above every torch. Okay, now that we do that, we can place torches on top of all of the bricks that have torches under them. So that's basically all the stone bricks on top except for these corners. You can also raise those up because we'll need that later. So just go along placing torches on each brick. And as you can see, the torches are turned off. That's because they're being powered by the turned on torches underneath, and it's inverting them. Now as you can see, when the pressure plate is activated, the torches will turn on. If that's not happening, then you have something wrong in the design, or in the setup. Okay, now we're going to need pistons. For this design, I specifically created it to use non-sticky pistons, and that's just because you do not have to worry about getting slime balls or anything like that. You're going to place pistons directly above the torches, and now you can see whenever you step on the pressure plates, the pistons are activated. Because Endermen are 3 blocks tall, the pistons will push them off. So we will just go along placing the pistons above the torches. There really is no easy way to do this in survival mode. The best way I've come up with is to hold shift, jump up, and place the piston. You may get pushed off occasionally, but that's the best way I've found of doing it. So if you are making this in a survival mode, I definitely recommend putting a block down where the vines are right now, so that if you do get pushed off, you aren't going to fall all the way down to your death. Okay, there we go. We can raise the corners up here as well. Oops. And just go along the entire ring placing pistons. Okay, so now that that's done, your pistons should all activate as you run over the pressure plates. If they do not activate whenever you run over the pressure plates, you did something wrong. You need to go back and fix that. Now for the next layer, this is the only sort of confusing part of the design. What we're going to be doing here is putting, I believe it's 2 blocks above each of our pistons. And this isn't the confusing part, by the way. It's the setup of the second layer. The corners, I believe, can be continued up. Okay, so now that we have done that, we're going to be placing vines directly above the pistons. I do believe you could place them 2 blocks above, and if you're having Endermen taking fall damage right here, then you could change that, but I believe it works fine. So just go along placing vines above the pistons. You don't have to have anything here to stop the vines from growing, as when the pistons extend, every time a piston extends, it will break a vine if it's grown on it. And also, the vines do continue to grow down. Say if the machine hasn't been used for a while and the pistons haven't had a chance to break the vines off, then the pressure plates will stop them below and it will not cause any problems. So just go along like so, placing vines. Okay, so now that you've done that, we're going to place pressure plates on all of the stone bricks up above here. And now, just like the bottom layer, we're going to place torches behind each of the on the block that each of the pressure plates are on. On the sides here, make sure to place the torch on this part of the on this side of the block. There we go, and then just like the layer before, place a block above every torch. For the corners here, a block can be continued up like so, and this will just go up to the next layer. Okay, so there we go, we have all the bricks down. And now we're going to place torches on all of these blocks. So just like the previous layer. And those do not go there. Okay, and then again, just place pistons above all of the torches. The pistons on these 2 corner blocks here will be facing out. And then on the end here, obviously facing this way toward the inside. And so as you can see, what's going to happen here is the Enderman will get pushed off, will fall down here to the lower pressure plates, and then they will be pushed off down to the center. The reason for having this, the second layer staggered outward is just so that the pistons don't interfere with the previous layer. There we go, and then the end again, all facing toward the inside. On this part, make sure that you don't put a piston facing here, as that could cause a problem in the pistons. For example, that one just glitched out, and also the Enderman could get stuck there. Okay, so there we go. Can extend these sides up. And here's our second layer. So basically the Enderman will spawn here, be pushed off. The vines are there to prevent them taking fall damage between that layer and this layer. They would take about a heart, I believe, falling from there. So the vines slow them down enough to take no damage there. And after this, you're just going to repeat the same thing as the first layer above this, and the design just keeps repeating from here. So you're just going to basically copy the first ring. And I'll do one more layer just as an example, and then we will be pretty much done. Oops. Okay, there we go. And again, just place pressure plates on all of the blocks above here. The corners can again be like this. And pressure plates on this side. There we go, and then of course torches. You see after this the design pretty much repeats itself. Actually, no, nope, you know what? I did build this incorrectly. You need to go up one more block here. But I won't show that. I think you can understand the what you're doing here. You're just after you've done the first layer, do the second layer like this, repeat the same thing as the first layer above, and then second layer above that, just keep repeating like so. I believe these need to go up. Let's see, 2 blocks above the piston. So there should be like basically one airspace underneath these blocks in the piston, and that will ensure that the torches do not interfere. So there's that, and then at the very top, let's just take some of this stuff down and pretend that this layer is the top of our design. Let's get rid of all of this. Okay, like so, at the top of the design, or not design, at the top of the, the piston mechanism, you want to put half slabs on any open blocks, like so. You don't have to worry about the pistons, because Endermen can't spawn on pistons. Or no mobs can spawn on pistons. Not just Endermen. So there you go, half slabs on top of these. And what this ensures is that you don't get an Enderman, say, spawning up on here, and then it has no pistons to push it off, so it just stays up here. And nowhere else in the design do you have to worry about any Enderman spawning. There's nowhere else that there's a block they can spawn on and 3 spaces above it. So there's that. Let's go down and we'll see how it's working. Keep in mind that you're going to want to build, this is only 2 layers. For good efficiency, I would recommend more than 6 layers being built. But let's go into hard and see if we can get some spawns already. And this sandstone tower here can be taken down afterward. And there we go, we got an Enderman already. There should be some more spawning shortly. And as you can see, it is a one-hit kill, and there's some more. And if you didn't see my previous... Oh, and the particles these guys emit is being a little bit laggy for me. Oh yeah, very laggy. But as you can see, it is, for just those 2 layers. Yeah, I'm going to turn these guys off because they're starting to lag the game for some reason. Oh wow, yeah. Alright, I probably need to turn my... Wow, a lot of lag. Probably need to turn my particles off. But if you watch my other video, you can see the efficiency that this design can get. It's pretty much maximum efficiency, reaching the mob cap in under 5 minutes. Okay, the lag might be better now. Don't know why I'm lagging so much right now. Anyway, there's pretty much the whole design. I don't think I have much more to explain, and for some reason I am lagging out very badly right now. Yeah, let's... Anyway, I think that's all I have to explain. I don't think I missed anything. So if you have any questions or anything I didn't answer, feel free to leave a comment asking me or send me a personal message. I think that's all. So have a good day and have fun building. See you later, everyone. Alright, a couple things I think I should mention is... Hello. The efficiencies of this, and not in terms of the amount of spawns you get, but in terms of building. I calculated that this design uses half the amount of redstone, and... Or no, not half, sorry. I determined that this uses the exact same amount of redstone as other designs, and it uses somewhere around half the amount of building blocks, probably not exact. And I also wanted to show you that if you were going to build this as a 2-wide platform, which may be better because it would be easier to kill the Enderman that way, then what you would do is you'd want to go along, and every 3 blocks, or every about 2 to 2.5 blocks. Is this correct? Yeah, you would want to build a ring going around like so that the Endermen have a space to... I'm sorry, I can't get my words correctly. You would want to build rings around like this so that whenever the Endermen fell, they would not be able to fall out of the design, or why do I keep saying a design for everything? They won't be able to fall out of the holding area and down to an area like this and be free. So as you can see, we got quite a few Endermen already. Whenever you have 6 or 8 layers on here, you can pretty much constantly kill Endermen for the entire time you're here. So there's that. I think that's all. So have a great day, everyone, and yep. If you enjoyed this and it helped you out, please leave a like. It helps my videos out. And that is all, so thanks for watching.